How can something as beautiful as this be dying? A plague is ruining the land, but the tree of life still stands. Question is, for how long? End is coming to the new world. The tribes stand divided, in need of someone strong enough to unite them, or bring them all down. This is a story with an unusual beginning. So, let's expect an unusual end. Welcome to Biomutant. Encode your DNA.
Okay, so hopefully this is actually recording this time. I checked the mic before I made the videos, and it acted like it was working. I assumed everything was going to be fine. I went on, and I played a shit ton. I recorded a bunch. I have several videos up, a whole bunch ready to go uploaded. And apparently, judging off the intro to this, I have no audio on any of it, which is devastatingly awful. Just so much time effectively wasted, and I I absolutely cannot sit here and just I can't sit here and do commentary after the fact on every video. I don't have time for that, and not in any way. And on top of that, I couldn't maintain a stream of consciousness long enough to manage that in any kind of way, shape, or form. So what I'm going to try to do, to the best of my ability, is, first of all, I've already decided that I'm going to cut down the footage to, because it's very repetitive. Like, basically, once you've seen something, you've seen it 1,000 times. Even as far as a lot of the main quests go, it's a lot of back and forth fetch quest type stuff. There's a tribal conquest aspect. That one resets on itself a lot. And I'm sorry, it doesn't reset on itself, it repeats itself a lot. Like, you do the exact same thing for every tribe as you're going through the game. And I played a lot off recording, and there's already some snippets that were going to be without commentary to begin with, just because I didn't have the headset set up, and I wasn't prepared to be recording audio, and then something cool happened, and so I just wanted to get it on video real quick. Anyway, though, back to the point. I'm going to cut down the footage to the more relevant parts, and I will kind of try to pop in and chime in on what's going on whenever something particularly cool or relevant is going on. So right now, I'm just fangirling over the character creation and getting that set up. Basically, going with a quote-unquote sorcerer. I ended up going with a more intellecty build so that I can use my ki more. I kind of end up regretting it in the end game, but that's fine. I put my resistances balanced, and I'll go from there. Also, there's a very big karma thing in this game, kind of like with in Infamous, and so you have to choose whether you want to do light or dark. Technically, you can go in between, but I ended up going dark on this one just because it has access to the cooler spells, in my opinion, as far as the key abilities go, and it I don't know, it's just, I guess, more my place out. It's what I normally tend to go with anyway. I'm a dickhead. It just is what it is. Anyway, so I acquired a PS5. This is being played on PS5. I don't think the game was ever actually released on PS5. It's a PS4 game, but I'm playing it on the PS5. I don't know if that's going to make any tangible difference to the gameplay whatsoever, but we'll see. Either way, I'm happy to have the PS5. And in regards to that, I will absolutely be playing Ratchet & Clank at launch, and I intend... excuse me, I'm editing this at like 2 in the morning. It's been a long week, I'm tired. Anyway, I will be streaming Ratchet & Clank when it drops, if I can figure out how to get the stream set up and running on the PlayStation. Hopefully that works. Hopefully I can get it going nice and good. I think that's just about everything that I wanted to cover, at least for the intro. So we're gonna jump in. This episode covers basically the first half of the tutorial, and then I do a little outro. I'll go make a secondary outro to put on this because the rest of the videos don't have outros. And from there, once the tutorial is complete and we get like into the first couple of quests, I'll probably start cutting things down, removing a lot of the just the boring loot hunting and the searching for like going back and forth from area to area. No, not necessarily travel time, but just like doing little stupid fetch quests, side quests, and stuff like that. I will probably cut out at least a little bit, just to make it a little bit easier on you guys. That way there's not so much just raw, blank, contactless footage. But that's going to do it for this little bit. Hopefully it actually took and I don't have to cry about this. But I will pop back in later in this video if I think something worth noting happens. So for now, just sit back and enjoy the tutorial.
Good choice. Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a crossroads. Choosing, but for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice. A reflection of your key, the primal energy that flows through everything. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm the dark side of you. Your inner voice, to be precise. An echo of the balance and consequence of your actions as you move forward. Can't believe you choose that thing over me! But I'll be here waiting for you when you have a change of heart. That thing? I'm right here. Let me remind you, we're two halves of the same, with the difference being I'm the better half. Better half? My way is the better and brighter. Right makes it easier to see the best end. The best end is the one you decide yourself. It seems we're headed in the right direction. Right is always right. Guess left can be right sometimes. Stories of death and the bodies left behind. A reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family? Or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger. This is not the time nor place to end this story. Can't give up now. The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the tree of life started to die. Lightning up! All fire up! You don't have it in you right now.
Alright, so right here, just taking a minute to figure out the menu interface a little bit. It's a little bit finicky, a little wonky, a little bit hard to figure out, but it's not too bad. Pretty easy once you get into it. Probably the hardest thing is getting into like the craft menus, which we'll get into that later, but basically you can craft your own weapons and adjust your armor, and every weapon in the game is modular. So like, let's say you found a cool rifle somewhere, you can take the barrel off, switch it off with a different barrel, give it a bigger clip, things like that. It's actually really cool system they have going on. You also have the little automaton buddy there. You unlock functions for him later through different memories. He has different appearances you get through little quest boxes. And here in a minute, we're gonna unlock a power move. It's like a body slam combo move. It's ridiculously overpowered, at least for the early stages. So you're definitely going to be seeing a lot of that for the first few videos, up until I learn a little bit more about the combat and start switching things up a little bit. Lots and lots and lots of body slams. It's unbelievably effective. And if there's one thing I've learned in these kind of games, once you figure something out that works, go for it. With that, I will leave you to enjoying probably what's going to be the rest of the tutorial.
The oil sludge is everywhere. To most, it only means death, but some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways. Looks good. Look, an emergency box from the Wandsworth. A rare sight. That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa.
It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it.
Alright, and with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this one here. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, comment, follow, and subscribe. You can also check out Snowflake on Twitter for updates on when videos come out. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye for now.